they strand two. At the end of two complete, it is Milwaukee nothing, California nothing. And now the funniest joke I ever heard. These two ball players went duck hunting. They were out in the marshes for over an hour. They didn't get anything, didn't shoot anything. Finally, one says to the other, I wonder why we haven't got any ducks. The other one says, maybe we're not throwing the dog up high enough.
Welcome to TouchAllFour, the only podcast where you can find two Brads on it. Name me another one. You can't.
Two Brads, one podcast.
That's what we're here for. We're going to talk about baseball coming up. This is our first podcast.
There you go.
Podcast.
We got
Can't
it.
Speak right now. There we go.
We're good.
Brad, how you feeling today?
Not too bad. How you feeling?
Owen?
Feeling a couple margs deep.
That's all that matters.
Feeling a couple of margs deep.
What are we talking about today?
This is our introduction.
Oh,
Introduction. Well, we're
hi,
missing,
I'm Brad. I mean,
I'm Brad
let's get that
too.
out of the way.
I'm Owen.
And then we're missing Josh and TJ, I believe.
Well, who needs them?
Yeah.
I
We'll be
mean,
on a future podcast.
so we're gonna talk about how the Cardinals are for sure gonna win the NL Central
We
this year.
need to go around.
that's
Hold
a-
on. We need
that's-
to go around the class and give a fact about ourselves.
Okay.
Tell us where you're from and give us a fact.
Hey, my name's Brad.
This
I'm
isn't
registered-
Alcoholics Anonymous. Come on.
You know what I'm
And
thinking
sex
for our
offender
first
content.
podcast? We're in a lockout, right? But I think it's important we should give our way too early season predictions.
Okay, but what's
Should
your fun fact about the church?
What's my fun fact about the church? I tell you what, I saw a man puke there one time.
Well, that's impressive.
That is very impressive.
Mighty impressive.
Fun fact about a church?
Yeah.
The church I went to was haunted.
Wow, that's a fun fact.
Yeah, save the Christmas Carol shit for later, Scrooge. How about
That's
it?
pretty fun, but I mean, is it a fact?
I don't know.
The world may never know.
I tell you
You want to
what,
go there and find out yourself, huh?
might have to Facebook fact check that. I don't know.
So my name's Owen, and my fun fact is that I'm not very good at baseball,
However...
but I do know a fair amount about baseball,
there it is.
and that's why I'm on the podcast.
Can I get my fun fact?
Go ahead.
My name's Brad. I'm Cool Brad for all the listeners out there.
No, I am.
You can decide which Brad is cool.
I am okay at baseball, but I know way too much about baseball. So that's why I'm here. Why are you here?
Well, I'm also Brad, probably arguably the cooler Brad.
That's for debate.
Speak up a little bit. Come on.
Oh, yeah, I'll speak up. I'm here because I play baseball and love baseball. The only one on the podcast who still plays.
Whoa, Bush League softball, man.
Yeah,
Come
you
on.
just said softball. That's not baseball.
Whoa, Bush League ball.
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 Hey,
Ball.
No, we're
Good
hitting,
ball.
What matters is we're hitting tanks all summer long.
I mean, what if we gave our division winner?
Division
picks?
winner?
Like way too early, like second half of the lockout.
I wish we
the
would've
Cardinals
prepared
are going to
more.
win the Central, but
Well,
they're
we
not
can
gonna
get
win
to.
anything else.
Let me have my moment in the sun when we
Okay,
get there. We
but
got to
what
start
if-
in the AL East.
Okay, we got to start in the AL East. I think we can all agree that the
Toronto.
Tampa Bay Rays are going to win the American League.
Woo, that's a hot take.
I don't think it's a hot take. I think the Rays are the best team all around. I think they're just too well balanced.
You're not going to hear me say anything positive about the Yankees on this podcast.
No,
ever.
no,
But
none of us probably.
I do have a very strong affiliation to the Boston Red Sox, and I do think that offense will play.
But the pitching staff, the bullpen.
But the rest of the American League East is pitching staff. You can't point to one that's very good. I mean, the Rays with Shane McClanahan, Shane Baz, they're very young. I mean, do you buy in on guys like that this early?
Yeah, their pipeline's been insane. Why wouldn't I believe in it? It's
I mean,
been so
Luis
good to this
Patino
point.
is, he does something on
Blake
Baseball
Snell,
America.
I mean, that's...
Blake Snell is now in San Diego Padres.
I know, but come on, the pipeline works. It's been proven. They have it. They can develop young
The Rays
pitching.
just know how to screw other teams. That's all it is.
Whoa, Andrew Friedman is a genius, okay?
No,
An
they've got-
absolute he is actually the
I
GM
mean,
of the Dodgers
if
now.
we're-
Who is the GM
if
of the Rays?
Who is
If we're
the GM
talking
of the
AL
Rays?
East here, I'm currently dressed up like a 12-year-old ready to go to Toronto Blue Jays game.
You
With your
think
Vlad Guerrero Jr. jersey.
Vlad's winning MVP next year.
wait, hold
Vladdy
on.
Triple Crown.
What do you feel about? I mean, you lost Robbie Ray. You have
Kevin
an
Gausman.
Woo, I'm getting to that. You have an aging Hyun-Jin Ryu. You have an unproven Alex Manoah. You have an unproven Nate Pearson who can't throw strikes. I mean, you looking up and down this pitching staff of the Blue Jays, and you can't sell me on one of these guys.
I don't talk about pitching. I talk about hitting. Look at the offense.
This is
Okay,
You
so
have a wagon of an
the-
ass like Vlad Guerrero Jr. He carries them.
Do we want to talk about the Rays front office?
Yeah. Who is the GM?
So their GM after Friedman was Eric Neander, but Neander just
He's
got
gone.
No, he just got promoted to president of baseball operations.
So he is the John Mozeliak.
Yeah, and then they promoted somebody else from within, Peter Bendix, and Peter Bendix is now their general manager.
Okay. Well, that doesn't. I mean,
As of December 17th,
Neander is still.
Bendix.
He's running the show.
Yeah.
Right. President of baseball operations means you have the keys
he's
to the Corvette.
he's the Theo Epstein, and Bendix is Jed Hoyer.
Yes.
Yeah, Bendix. Yes.
Bendix.
Yeah.
Yes. I.
He got
Too much.
Is it fair to say that the AL East is more of a 2-horse race, maybe a 3-horse race? The Blue Jays, depends if you buy in on. Are they even going to play in Toronto this year?
does that mean
COVID is spiking like
so
crazy.
we're just counting out the Yankees completely then?
I am. They haven't. I mean, cool. They lost Corey Kluber to the Rays of all people. I mean, Kluber is Kluber at the ripe age of 34.
He might be on the downhill of his career. But.
He is, but like that's a rotation spot that now you have to fill. Do you buy in on Luis Gil? I mean, yeah, he was very explosive in August and September, but like, do you buy in on a? I mean, Garrett Cole's Garrett Cole. You know what you're going to get. Are you going to buy in on Jordan Montgomery?
Yeah, I think Jordan Montgomery will be. I mean, he's steady. He's consistent.
I mean, he's your fastball, curveball, changeup guy.
From the left side, though, I mean, he's good. That adds value by default. Come on.
I'm not willing to say
Luis Gil, though, he might be a year. Like he might need another year just to develop, though. That's the only concern I have about him. But I think the offense.
He looked good last year in the Yankees rotation.
What about the offense though for the Yankees?
Is that a question though?
If Giancarlo and Aaron Judge stay healthy, which is obviously the biggest question.
Team that drowns into more double plays
And strikes out more? No.
No, I'm not. I'm not a Yankees
they got
apologist.
A short porch
I'm
and
just
they can't
playing,
even use it to their advantage.
I'm just playing devil's advocate here. I think the talent on the Yankees means they're at least going to contend for a little while.
Okay, how's this? And I've heard rumors about this. The Athletics are getting ready to do an entire fire sale of the organization.
They might burn it all down. Yeah.
And I've heard rumors about maybe Matt Olsen. Right, you're gonna have to give up some prospect haul, but the Yankee prospect board, you got like Andrew Velasquez. No, you don't have it. You have Anthony Volpe.
Yeah.
You have Jasmine Dominguez.
You
have a plethora of pitchers that just went crazy. Debbie Garcia, he's pretty much untouchable.
I don't think Debbie Garcia. If you're gonna,
but if you're saying he's untouchable, then Jason Dominguez is untouchable.
That's what I'm gonna say.
But you're gonna have to get rid of one of the two.
That's what I'm saying. Dominguez or Garcia, but you can't.
Matt Olsen's got 2 years of control.
But as of right now, for the current lockout, technically the Yankees still have Rizzo, even though he's up to free agency.
Well,
do they re-sign him?
He would technically be gone already. He was effectively
his
gone.
contract.
But they also still have Luke Voigt, who the Yankees kind of fucked.
But I've also relax. Giovanni Gallegos is one of the best relievers in baseball. We'll get to that when we talk about the NL Central. Matt Olsen is statistically one of the best first basemen in baseball. He hits for power. He's a platinum glover. He's platinum glove caliber.
He is, yeah.
If he didn't play in the same league as Matt Chapman, he'd probably have one right now. I mean, he is an elite defender.
Yeah.
He is what the Yankees need because he does not strike out. I think I don't quote me on this, but I think his strikeout percentage is about 23%. I understand it's a little bit high.
Look it up. Let me be the baseball reference guy. I got you.
That's your job in this podcast.
I'll be the baseball reference guy.
But Matt Olsen is going to hit you 30 home runs. He's going to bat almost 300. He's going to drive in 100
so
runs.
So is every lefty in the Yankees lineup because
that's short porch. Matt Olsen might hit 40. He might hit 45.
Joey Gallo hit a pop-up that went out. Actually, he'd probably hit more.
He does that. He did that in Texas. That guy is so strong. Relax. Can we talk about how ridiculous...
Matt Olsen's career strikeout percentage, 23.4%, but last year, 16.8.
He drove it down.
It's a career low.
Lineup.
It's a career low.
I mean...
Wait, whoa. Time out. Why are we talking about the Yankees in this fucking podcast?
Because we're on the AL East. We were just addressing the lineup
teams in the AL East. Fuck the Yankees.
That's fair. The Orioles, how we feel about Adley Rutschman?
He better.
I like Adley Rutschman, but I don't think the Orioles are going to be.
Well,
no, of course not.
Adley Rutschman, Grayson Rodriguez possibly coming up next year. You have Cedric Mullen, who possibly might stop being a switch hitter.
He needs to.
Tommy Edman.
We'll get to that.
What about Trey Mancini? Ryan Mountcastle?
I get behind Mountcastle, but
I think I get behind Mancini more
Orioles
than
in a few
Mountcastle.
years might be good.
Oh, you can get behind Trey Mancini more than Ryan Mountcastle?
Trey Mancini fucking...
Ryan Mountcastle would have won AL Rookie of the Year had Randy Rosarina not had 4 years of eligibility.
Ryan Mountcastle's already 27.
Yeah, but he just came up 2 years ago, didn't he?
I don't care. Trey Mancini's...
He's a first base power hitter. He can play till he's 47.
Trey Mancini hit fucking, 40 bombs last year? Hold on.
No,
it wasn't 40, but he was in the home run derby.
He was in the home run derby.
I think he finished under 40, actually.
He hit 290... Oh, no, that's... Yeah, he hit 291. No, that was 2019. He had 255.
You look at this Orioles lineup, you think you get a few key pieces like Adley in there?
All I'm saying is,
He hit 35
what is
bombs in
stopping
2019.
what is
Trey
stopping
Mancini.
the Orioles from pursuing a Clayton Kershaw and a Chris Bryant to aid Adley Rutschman's first year, Ryan Mountcastle?
They're a quote-unquote low-market team.
Poverty.
They're not going to spend.
Poverty franchise.
The poverty franchise. They're worth... Every owner in baseball is worth billions.
No, it's not. Yeah, they're not. Money's not the problem. I think it might just be the mindset. It might be they just think they're too far away to be making those moves right now.
They probably do think that.
But I feel like the Cubs felt the same way, and then they signed Marcus Stroman, and now there's these Carlos Correa talks. So I don't want to jump to the NL Central too early.
Frank Schwindel. That's my hero.
Frank Schwindel's not going to be affected by the Carlos Correa signing. No. If anything, it's going to make him look better.
Oh, amen.
He's not going to have to scoop.
He's going to have somebody to hit behind.
Yeah, he's not going to have to scoop as much because he's got a laser over his shortstop.
That's fair.
But anyway,
okay.
We're on the AL East. So the Orioles, the problem is no depth.
They're still going to be finished.
No depth. No, they have depth. It's just their depth is so young. But is Rio Ruiz is a nice piece.
Is Rio Ruiz going to play in the big leagues this year?
Rio?
Did he play
he's
last
been
year?
hitting. He's been there. He's been one of the few bright
Orioles team
spots.
ERA over 6?
Way too high.
It's not good. I mean,
Matt Harvey pitched 20 games for him last year. That tell you anything? Matt Harvey has been good since 2016.
How old is Matt Harvey now?
33, but he got the yips and died.
No, he peaked way too early.
The Target Night.
He couldn't take the New York pressure. The New York media is the most toxic media in all of sports.
Matt Harvey turns 33 on March 27th. He's only 32 right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
He peaked way too early.
All right.
Okay.
Wait,
Let's circle back.
That's what I was going to say.
American League East.
Yeah.
We have
predictions.
Gun to your head. You're putting all your life savings on this team to win the American League East. Who is it?
I'm going to go Boston Red Sox.
Tampa Bay Rays.
I'm going to go Red Sox, too. The reason I think that is I believe in Chaim Bloom. I believe in what he does. And I do think he finds these sneaky Hunter Renfroe-esque players for cheap.
Yeah.
And why can't he do it for the rotation?
What did Jackie Bradley hit last year? $149? I feel like he's going back to the Red Sox. He's going back to where he knows. He's going to bump his average up.
He sure's up that center field spot.
He's a defensive.
Kike goes back to second. That lineup.
I'm saying right now.
Bring back Schwarber. Kyle from Waltham.
Well,
shout out Jared Carrabis.
I said the Rays, but I do think the Red Sox are a close second.
I think that's their two horse.
I think
team.
I think it's very. And I think the Blue Jays could be a dark horse just because they have a fuckload of talent.
Their
but
lineup just hits.
It does.
But they lost Marcus Semien.
There's a lot of youth is the thing, and so you never know.
You're getting Kevin Biggio back this season, who can possibly figure it out.
But what if he doesn't figure it out? Yeah, that's the thing.
But if he doesn't, you still have
if Kevin
Vlad,
Biggio figures it out.
Bo Bichette, George Springer.
I've been saying for the last 2 or 3 years that
Matt
Carpenter is actually a decent baseball player.
Teoscar
Boy,
Hernandez.
was I wrong.
Wait, what
Well,
are we
okay,
about?
but
we're talking about the Blue Jays.
Okay, Teoscar Hernandez is it? Okay, but but also Alek Manoah, I think potential superstar. If he, I mean,
did you see the strikeout percentage last year?
Yeah.
I mean, he's got stuff that plays. He's got swing and miss.
Electric stuff, super electric stuff, and obviously Robbie Ray. He's gonna be. I don't know.
He's in Seattle now.
Kevin Gausman. My bad. But yeah, I still think
pants are really tight.
Either way, I still think very tight pants.
Yeah.
But I think the thing with Kevin Gausman is he might be past his prime already. We might have last year might have been his peak.
Might have been a fluke.
But what if he's not?
Okay, but if you had a peak, you still have to come down from the top.
But he wasn't. But he wasn't that in Baltimore. He wasn't that in Atlanta. He found it in San Francisco. Can you say he finds that in Toronto? I don't think he can.
No, he already found it. He just has to continue it.
Well, the problem with Kevin Gausman is I think they're going to need him to be the ace if they want to be the team they want to be. But if he can only put up, at best, good 3, solid 2 level stuff.
Yeah.
And they're trying to play him as their ace with Alek Manoah developing, Nate Pearson developing.
Hyun-Jin Ryu, you know what you're going to get.
Hyun-Jin Ryu.
He was bad in the second half, but you know what you're going to get.
He's going to throw a shit ton of strikes. He's not going to have an ERA higher of 4.1.
What's he always say?
You can't. He'd rather you hit a home run than walk him.
Yeah. See how far you can hit.
Yeah. See how far you can hit. I'm gonna throw you a strike. I don't want to walk you. That's the thing. And there's no defense for a walk, so you can't really.
As a catcher, I love that.
You can't hate on that, but
they have a plethora of catching prospects.
it's a lot of
they
ifs.
Traded one away.
It's a lot of ifs with the Blue Jays.
I'm pretty sure they traded one away. Did they not? Or was it the third baseman?
Who was the deal with? They haven't traded Alejandro Kirk yet. They haven't traded Danny Jansen yet. They haven't traded.
Was it Danny Jansen?
They should move Danny.
Do they
Jansen.
have Gabriel
Montero?
Moreno?
Yeah.
Yeah, because MJ Melendez is in the Royals.
I'm sorry, it was a third
Melendez
base
is in the
prospect
Royals.
they traded. It was a third base prospect.
They traded shortstop Austin Martin in the. We didn't even talk about him. The shortstop Austin Martin, he got traded at the deadline for Jose Barrios, who they just signed to a 5-year extension.
Austin Martin's in the Twin organizations now. Yeah.
Yes, but Jose Barrios.
Barrios is their number 1. Yeah, so Kevin Gausman really only has to be a 2 for this team because Jose Barrios is going to be their ace. I can't believe we didn't think about Jose Barrios. You're wearing a fucking Blue Jays hat.
I completely forgot about that too.
I mean, I just had a come to Jesus moment. Like,
what a revelation!
That rotation is so much better than the Red Sox and maybe the Rays.
Jose Barrios,
that's why.
Robbie Ray, Kevin Gausman, Hyun-Jin Ryu for your 4. Who's the
Alec Manoah?
Alex Manoah. That's right.
Or Nate Pearson. But I like Nate Pearson in the long reliever role. He worked well in that last year.
If he can become a starter, then you get to move one of the older guys.
You have a solid 4, possible solid 5th there.
Okay,
then
but
you have an offense that just hits tanks.
But the bullpen is the huge red flag of the Toronto Blue Jays. I mean, they had
that's
Kirby
like the whole
Yates
AL East. But like what team in the AL East really has a banger of a bullpen?
The Yankees on a decent year, but the Rays are always solid. They're no name Joe
Rays
Schmo.
They are
up the road.
But that's just the Rays with pitching in general. I feel like
they develop pitching.
They do.
They gave Diego Castillo to the Seattle Mariners, who is one of the best relievers in baseball over the last 3 years, and they don't care.
No,
because they don't need it.
They don't need it.
No, they'll just keep pumping them out. And it doesn't matter if you've heard of them or not. And they'll probably still try out fucking Brad Boxberger this year or some shit.
He was in Milwaukee. I think he's a free agent. I've actually heard some Cardinal news about that, but we don't need to talk about Brad Boxberger right now.
Boxberger is a free agent.
All right, so we put our gun to the head picks for the AL East. Are we going to move to the AL Central or are we going to go to the NL East first?
We're going to go NL East.
NL East.
So we're going east to west.
Are we going to talk about the Marlins being a dark horse in the NL East?
I'm willing to say the Marlins will finish 3rd and they will have a positive record this year because I think the Mets will barely squeak over 500 and will finish just above them. I think, regardless of what I said earlier about Freddie Freeman maybe being a Dodger, I don't think you can say that with Ronald Acuna Jr., the potential of Mike Soroka coming back, Max Fried, that bullpen coming off a championship, I don't think it's fair to say that they aren't anything but the clear-cut favorites to win the East this year.
So in my predictions, I had the Miami Marlins finishing 4th in the East and the Nationals finishing last. Braves finishing 1st.
So you got Phillies.
You got the Phillies.
I got
Mets
at number 2, Phillies at number 3.
So what I was gonna say is I think the Mets are probably looking at 84 to 86 wins ish, and I'm thinking the Marlins on best case scenario probably 80 to 82.
I'm saying best case.
Great place to be the Miami Marlins.
But it is a good place for the Miami
Best case
Marlins.
for Marlins, I'm going 74.
I think the Marlins could win 80 games this year.
Can
but that's best case.
Give me your reasons for why the Philadelphia Phillies are better than the Miami Marlins right now.
Well, they had the reigning MVP for one.
But he went absolutely nuts in the second half just for them to still fall short of the playoffs.
They're missing the pieces around it. JT Realmuto is a great, arguably the best catcher in the league.
I would say the best.
You have Rhys Hoskins.
Hit or miss, back injury, nagged him all year.
Strikeouts. Rhys Hoskins will strike.
I mean, what are you going to do in center field? Is Odubel Herrera your center fielder?
No,
I hope not.
Odubel Herrera is not the answer.
They have no prospect depth. They have Mark Appel.
But we're not talking about prospect. We're talking about right now.
But
I don't think.
But they don't have
Marlins
much depth. They don't have much depth in general, though. They're looking at the pitching staff and the bullpens.
And then they got rid of Spencer Howard for Kyle Gibson.
And I think they have the worst bullpen in the NL East too.
They do.
Yes. The Nationals is bad.
But they have what's the Phillies' best option right now? Hector Neris.
Sir Anthony Dominguez. He's not bad.
I guess he's okay, but then the next
Hector
best
Neris
one,
is
Hector
not
Neris.
terrible.
I mean, he's not great.
Ranger Suarez. I know they used him as a flex starter a lot last year, but. He looks to be a very promising left-handed pitcher, and I don't know where he fits in the bullpen or the starting rotation, but he fills a need.
I still don't think the Marlins have the offense.
He's good enough, I guess.
I don't think so yet either, but I've heard rumblings
of
the
potential.
Castellanos.
I don't think we go to the Marlins.
Well, how do you not feel? How do you
but
not
if Castellanos does go there, then that makes
if he does go there, that'll bump it up a little bit.
That might make them.
But this is also pre-lockout predictions. Once the lockout ends and there's more free agent signings.
Call me crazy, but they picked up
Avisaíl Garcia.
They have Avisaíl Garcia and they have Joey Wendell now to play third base.
Do they have a catcher
to play second base? Yes, they do. They just got Jacob Stallings. He allowed no pass balls all year.
Yeah.
Jorge Aflalo was the worst statistical catcher.
Yeah, same.
Aflalo.
No, it was Alfaro.
Alfaro.
Yeah.
Aaron Aflalo, the NBA player.
The NBA player.
Alfaro.
Yeah.
Well, he was the worst catcher in baseball last year. He allowed the most pass balls. Now he's an outfielder in the Padres. You have the best pitcher with this dynamic pitching staff, right? You have Jesus Aguilar, who was the reigning RBI champion.
Magneuris Sanchez.
Yes. But wait, let's talk about that starting
Sierra?
rotation. Let's talk about that starting rotation. Jesus Luzardo.
No.
Sergio Alcantara.
Don't you dare. No, it goes Pablo Lopez, Sergio Alcantara. It goes from there. It goes to maybe Edward Cabrera. Do you feel confident about Max Meyer yet? I don't think you do. You still have Eliezer Hernandez.
You're not putting Jesus Luzardo up there.
He's like your 3 right now.
Luzardo's
He's
like
solid.
3 or
Don't get me
4.
wrong.
Well, why
Lefty.
didn't you name him?
Well, that's the thing about the Marlins, though, is because if Jesus Luzardo is the 3, Jesus Luzardo would be a 2 for a lot of teams, and they're looking pretty good on the pitching staff.
Their starting
their
pitching
bullpen isn't like
is good.
They have so much to deal for. I've heard Ketel Marte rumblings, maybe a Max Meyer, a couple of trade-in pieces.
They need
for
some
Ketel Marte to play center field for him.
They're gonna need some bullpen help. But yeah,
They know what they're doing over there, don't they?
they moved some prospects. They moved some prospects at the deadline for
Derek
bullpen
Jeter
help.
and Kim Nang have this thing. It's gonna roll. The
They're-
Marlins will be good in the next 2 to 3 years.
If they're
not this
hovering,
year.
if they're
Bring
hov-
back Mickey.
if they're hovering 500 at the deadline, if they're hovering 500 at the deadline, and they move some prospects for bullpen pieces, because that's the only thing that's holding them back right now. Here, you want me to? Let me get some ASMR here. Hold on.
Oh, let's listen.
Okay.
Hold on.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're not sponsored.
Okay.
We can't
So-
name
No,
what
not
that
sponsored.
is.
I can't tell you what I'm drinking. I can promise you it's cold.
I'm well. Okay. So we all agree that the Braves will win the East. That's all we really need to say.
And
The
then
rest don't really
Mets
matter.
second close. Because
Yeah.
as much as they did, they're still going to be the Mets.
How much do we think? Yeah, I was gonna say, how much do we think Max Scherzer helps them out, given the fact that they're the Mets?
He has a dead arm right now. Who knows if that's going to be good?
Jacob deGrom was hurt.
I know Jacob deGrom. I'm not planning on pitching
If
more than
DeGrom
100.
is healthy,
They lost
he's the
Marcus
greatest
Stroman, who had a
pitcher of
great
all
year
time.
last year.
Yeah.
They lost Noah Syndergaard, who didn't pitch for him,
He hasn't
but
pitched
they
in
lost.
2 years.
I don't care. Noah Syndergaard, you don't have it. You don't have Thor.
I know, and the
Who's
problem
their,
is that
who's
Jacob.
their other starter.
So you.
Tyone.
No,
Walker.
he's on the Yankees.
No, Taiwan Walker.
Taiwan Walker. Sorry,
He
my
had
bad,
a
my
great year last year.
Taiwan
I
Walker
believe
is
in
going to
Taiwan
be a solid
Walker.
4, I
He's
think.
good.
But the problem is though, like Jacob deGrom, as good as he is, best pitcher in baseball when he's healthy, he's
Ever.
only going to throw 120 pitches or 120 innings a season. Like because
he's hurt.
Yeah, because he's only going to make like 20 starts at best.
Can we make a sidetrack here? If we go to DH, I just thought of this randomly. I feel
National
bad
League
for
National League designated?
I feel bad for Zach Greinke.
Yeah.
Regardless, he's in the American League right now, but his goal in the major leagues was 10 home runs, 10 stolen bases, and he's at 9-9.
All I'm
Yikes.
saying is he fits that number 4 rotation in the St. Louis Cardinals really well.
And I'm telling you, there's gonna be it's Zach Greinke. There's a manager out there somewhere that if he explains the situation to him, that manager's gonna get him a pinch hit spot here and there.
Hey, coach, give me a bat, coach.
I mean, you're in the 14th inning and you're dwindling down your bench depth. Why not just let Zach Greinke get in that bat?
I would. No.
He's
no
what,
question.
35? Might not even be that.
He might. He's not.
He came
fully
up when,
washed up.
I mean,
he
old,
came
but he's
up
not
when he was
that
like
old.
20, didn't he?
Yeah.
He came up in 2003. He won a Cy Young in 2005 with the Kansas City Royals.
Yeah, at fucking age like 22.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was. I mean,
Yeah, he's 38 right now, I guess.
Okay. I mean, he's about half the age of Adam Wainwright. But,
But,
we're not
like,
gonna
if
talk about that
Adam
yet.
Wainwright had a sub-2 or a sub-4
He's
ERA.
95 years
Hey,
old.
if
He threw 200 innings last year. He is just getting warmed up.
Adam Wainwright-
He's
Adam
gonna be
Wainwright-
walking out to the mound with a walker.
I've
next
doubted
season.
Adam Wainwright every start he's made since 2018, and boy, have I been wrong every time. I am so in on Adam Wainwright this year.
Adam Wainwright still averages like 7 innings to start.
Uncle Charlie needs to retire to golf.
Well, they need to learn how to hit Uncle Charlie before he retires to golf.
He's not going to repeat. the season
Okay,
again.
anyway, so Braves are winning the East. Who's winning the NL or the AL?
Can I say
AL
one thing
Central
about Zach Greinke real
sucks.
quick?
There's no question.
I don't think it's the White Sox. I think
AL Central is garbage.
Can I
the
say-
Detroit Tigers will finish second.
Let me say one thing about Zach Greinke real quick, just before we get too far from that. If Anthony Rizzo, in 173 at-bats, right, can get 2 stolen bases in a year, Zach Greinke with about 15 pinch hit appearances over the course of a season should be able to get that one stolen base and one home run. I mean, come on.
Do you think he trains us in the offseason? Like,
No,
instead
he
of
doesn't
pitching,
train
He's just
at
like,
all.
all right, guys.
No,
Zach Greinke doesn't train at all.
Zach Greinke hasn't practiced since he was like 27. I guarantee it.
No. He shows up, wings
Show
it.
and goes.
Hit 94. First day of spring training.
So AL Central, is that what we're talking about?
Yeah,
Sox,
it's
no
the
question.
Sox.
Sox.
The AL Central is garbage.
Move on.
The Tigers are going to... Well, the Tigers bring up Spencer Torkelson, Riley Green.
Yeah.
Who's their pitching prospect?
Well, they've got a bunch. They've got
Matt
Casey
Manning.
Mize is here. Matt Manning is the one he's talking about. You
Right.
got Jackson Jobe, who's going to be here
Joe,
in a year
yeah.
or two.
Didn't they just draft him?
Yeah.
Then you
Out of
just get
Auburn?
Javi
Yeah.
Baez, and you get... What's the catcher's name? Why am I blanking on this?
They don't have a catching
They
prospect.
just traded for a catcher.
Oh, Tucker Barnhart.
Tucker Barnhart.
Barnhart. I didn't.
Tucker
I
Barnhart.
must
That's
That's
a
the Tigers now.
solid defensive catcher.
I can't believe I missed that.
You got Miggy, who's...
What are the Reds?
He's barely swinging up there, but he's still going. He's trucking.
So what we're going to say is White Sox 1, Tigers 2. We don't care about the rest.
Guardians.
The Guardians.
Guardians.
See, in our-
They're looking to dish Jose Ramirez.
They're looking to sell, but like the rest of the division, I mean,
As of right
believe
now,
in the Twins this year?
no, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't think the Tigers will be better than them.
I
Now,
do. They
again,
had a hell of a year
this-
last
I
year.
think
They
it's
came
going to
on.
be the I think the White Sox will be chilling at about 100 wins, and then okay, let's get the lighter out of the microphone. I think the White Sox are going to be like a 100-win team this year because the rest of the division, I think second place is going to be probably 75 wins.
I do too.
And
That's
that's
why
the
I'm
thing
saying the
about
Red Tigers second place.
I guess
That's
it
the
could
thing about
be.
the White Sox this year is they were garbage against teams outside of their division, but they were still good.
Because their division's bad.
Division
And they
was
got
bad.
smacked by the Astros in the division series.
The Astros offense was just unstoppable.
Okay, rah.
You're lucky
So,
the Astros didn't fucking leave the NL Central for the AL Central, is all I'm saying. They decided to opt for the West. You got fucking lucky there.
yeah, you did.
But I
You'd
mean-
still be
but
looking for that
I'm
championship
telling
window.
you, the White Sox just cruising through the AL
Lance
Central.
Lynn won't have
They
you.
will.
You don't have Carlos Rodon this year, but you don't need him.
Giolito will be cruising.
You would hope,
Dylan
right?
Cease, Kopech's going back to the starting rotation.
Maybe we'll see.
How
He
nice
is,
would
that
Cody?
was
How nice would Cody Hoyer be this year for the White
Oh,
Sox?
The Northsiders rubbing it in. How about Nick Magical? You like
All right,
doubles?
all right. We're
Alright.
going from AL Central
No.
to NL Central.
Okay, yeah, I guess we could ditch the AL Central.
We did.
because
It's a lock,
it's the
sealed,
White
signed,
Sox.
delivered.
It's
NL
the White
Central,
Sox.
it's no doubt it's going to be the Cardinals.
It's the White Sox.
I hate to say it, but it's going to be the Cardinals.
I mean, you can't look at that division and say the Brewers compete.
No, the Brewers don't
Not
have an
now.
offense.
I mean, yeah, Corbin
They
Burns
got
is
Hunter
great.
Renfroe for Jackie Bradley. What's that going to change in their offense?
Christian Yelich has to figure out what the hell's wrong with his bat.
Well, the thing is just the Brewers. They're still going to find a way to be pesky,
Yeah,
but they're not
they're
going to be
pesky.
as competitive as recent years. I think, honestly, like, if the Cubs do sign Carlos Correa, they're going to be surprisingly competitive. But,
Well,
like,
They might, yeah.
What do
I
they,
mean, I
what
don't
do they
disagree.
say at the trade deadline? We're looking to compete in 2022 still. I haven't seen anything that could prove that besides Marcus Stroman.
that's what now
Clint
that we're...
Frazier.
Yeah, I mean...
right, Clint Frazier.
Now-
You don't buy into Clint Frazier. He's
I
gonna be
haven't
a
bought into
great-
it. I need to see him
actually
play.
love
I need
the
to see him
Clint.
play.
The Clint Frazier signing is probably like one of my favorite Cub moves in recent years. Like in terms of like the lower like profile.
He needs a chance
He
to
didn't
play.
get his chance in the Yankees. I need to see his performance on the field with the Cubs before I can say anything.
I
can't say anything right
love the Clint Frazier signing, and I think the Cubs, if they sign Carlos Correa, will look to try to compete this year. I think when it comes to it at the deadline, they're dishing some of like they've got Ed Howard, they've got
Brennan Davis.
no, they're not going to dish Brennan Davis. They got
You're talking about
I'm talking about
dishing.
dishing for like bullpen pieces at the deadline because if the Cubs are contending with Carlos Correa, like I'm talking about, hypothetically.
I mean,
But that's all relying on the Carlos Correa signing.
I need the Cubs to learn how to hit other than Frank Schwindel and Patrick Wisdom.
Nick
Madrigal's gonna hit 300
gonna hit
for ya.
300. Nick
I need
Madrigal's
him
going
to
to
be
hit.
his contact that he is. I need Nico Horner to stay healthy.
If we have Carlos Correa, Nico Horner won't have to he'll play once every 5 days.
Now, if the Cubs sign Carlos Correa, will Nico Horner move to center field? That
No.
was in talks.
No.
That was in talks.
no, why would you?
Where's
what makes
Nico
you-
going to play?
Nowhere. He's gonna come. He's gonna play. He's gonna be the David Bodie, the new David Bodie.
You think?
Yeah.
Third.
Patrick,
We're gonna have
Patrick
a
was-
DH.
He's
you
gonna.
think Nico Horner will move to third?
I think if anything, Nico Horner.
Who are you moving off the second? I missed this.
Nick
Madrigal's at second.
Madrigal and
That's
Horner.
a lock. That's got to be. He's a 300 hitter.
Madrigal and
Nico
Horner.
Horner is expendable.
Yeah.
What's he do for you?
Best case scenario for Nico Horner is platooning with Madrigal, and that doesn't even make sense because they're both
I
right-handed
think
hitters.
best case he starts in the outfield.
I think
If-
best
if-
case
if
Nico Horner
Carlos
brings you a
signs.
starter or a
Yeah, I
bat.
think
If
Nico
Carlos
Horner
Correa
brings
doesn't
Kevin
sign-
Gausman at the deadline when the Blue Jays are underperforming is what happened.
If Carlos Correa
That's
doesn't
bold.
sign
I
with
like
the
that.
Cubs, it's going to be Nico Horner at short, Nick Madrigal at second, and I'm okay with that. If Carlos signs, I'm okay with that too. Either way, I like the middle infield.
Are you still reeling from the Corey Seager to the Texas Rangers?
I am very depressed about that. I had many fantasy drafts and MLB The Show franchise modes where I got Corey Seager and he just played out of his ass for me. I really wish he came to the Cubs.
Speaking as a Cubs fan, lifelong Cubs fan here, before 2016.
I'm so sorry.
No. Yeah. When was your last World Series? Anyway.
Oh, good point.
I would have loved Corey Seager playing third base.
How many you got?
I would have loved Corey Seager playing third base for the Cubs.
That would have been incredible. I would have bought a jersey right away.
But the thing is, I also believe in being economical. I'm a big franchise guy on the games, and I like to save the money when the cap space is a little tight. And being able to just keep Patrick Wisdom in-house on his cheap deal, because he's got 3 years of service time at age 30.
But does he repeat what he does this year? That's my biggest question.
Do you need him to be that great?
I don't know if he even needs to.
These pieces, you just need Patrick Wisdom to just be okay.
Yeah, if we get Carlos Correa, we need Patrick Wisdom to be like an okay 5-hole.
Can we talk about the Cardinals AAA team when they had Patrick Wisdom?
He did nothing in the majors.
What was that lineup a few years ago?
Randy Arozarena did nothing.
Randy Arozarena, Patrick Wisdom.
None of them did anything in the majors for us. We dished them for pieces that didn't matter. They
had Marco Gonzalez too, right?
Yeah.
But we traded him. You know who we got for him? Tyler O'Neill.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, all right, that's good. That's a solid point.
Okay, we're going to talk about the Cardinals for a second. Oh, fine.
Well, yeah, we're in the NL Central.
We got rid of Randy Arozarena. I understand that sucks, but we had Tyler O'Neill.
Motherfucker named Randy.
Nobody. I don't think anyone here is going to argue that the Cardinals should be the favorite to win the Central next year.
We got Matthew Liberatore in that deal. That right there, that's a left-handed pitcher, one of the best left-handed prospects in all of baseball for Jose Ramirez.
No, I don't
think
Jose
Martinez.
No, I agree. Ramirez, I think it was a good deal. I don't think losing Randy Arozarena matters because I think Randy Arozarena is going to be a flash in the pan.
It wouldn't have happened in St. Louis. He had no trajectory to play like he did in Tampa Bay to get the opportunity. Even if it was in the postseason, he had no path to play.
I agree. I never argued against the Rangers. And Matthew Liberatore, who's going to argue with us all? At worst,
we needed it.
At worst, he's going to be just a decent left-handed pitcher. And how bad is that? Are you going to argue with that? Randy Arozarena is going to get 3 or 4 years of amazing baseball, maybe. And you could argue that even his Rookie of the Year season wasn't amazing. It was really good. He made a lot of big plays, and
nobody here is going to argue that the Cardinals are winning the NL Central. Brewers are going to be second. The Cubs are going to be a dark horse. The Reds and the Pirates, the
Reds lost.
They can piss
off.
No,
they're burning shit.
The Reds missed the Reds had a window, quote unquote window to be maybe take the NL Central, but it was never really.
They pissed it all away.
If John Coates is listening to this podcast, I'm sorry, Reds fan, but it was just never going to happen.
As there's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos, and that'll be a 4-0 ball game.
This might be the last time I put on this headset.
After he flexed on Jake Woodford at home plate in early April this year, I lost all respect for Nick Castellanos.
I still love Nick Castellanos, but I don't even with Nick Castellanos, Jonathan India, Jesse Winker, Luis Castillo, absolutely.
Might be dealt, but yeah.
I mean, he was awful. On
Castellanos is the oldest, youngest guy in the league. He's the same age as Bryant.
I know,
it feels like he's been here forever. But
you ever met Patrick Wisdom?
He just hits for I mean, come on, and Nick Castellanos just hits.
27?
What, 47?
Yeah. I mean, Castellanos just hits though. You can't argue with that. And
his defense is subpar, but his offense just.
I know, but having him when he was on the Cubs, having him come up in the lineup and knowing that it was a 40% chance of just being a double roped into a gap, it's something that is.
I miss it.
You can't get that in most. That's not very common.
We have Nolan Arenado, so I know all about the double of the gap.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong.
And it's beautiful. It's beautiful having a guy.
The Cardinals. Do you think the Rockies are the minor league farm system for the Cardinals?
Yes, Larry Walker, Matt Holliday, Nolan Arenado. Every 6 to 7 years, we steal their best player. And they play
soon to be Trevor Story.
It's gonna happen. We're gonna dish Paul DeYoung to the Mariners for somebody.
The Illinois State product, Paul DeYoung.
I give a fuck less about Paul DeYoung right now. If I get Trevor Story and he brings me a bullpen piece, or Paul DeYoung does,
but Edmundo Sosa's in the top 1% of fastest players in the MLB.
I give a fuck less.
I
mean, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong.
He puts the ball in play.
I love Edmundo Sosa.
Peoria Chiefs represent. Magneuris Sanchez.
Fucking garbage.
Sandy Alcantara, though.
That was I got 2 years of Marcell Ozuna to give up Sandy Alcantara.
Marcel's fun to watch.
He was. I love Marcell.
His incidents.
We could have had Sandy. He throws 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
In Busch Stadium, he would never give up a run. That defense, Sandy Alcantara, is Max Scherzer.
Yeah.
Oh, that defense is unstoppable.
In the ball.
Yeah, we are.
It's a pitcher's park anyway.
Oh my god. Okay.
The thing, I guess, like throwing as hard as he does, though, it would kind of nullify some of the.
He doesn't give up a lot of home runs. The only thing is he throws a lot of sinkers.
I mean, yeah, that's the. But like, I guess like compared to like compared to like Adam Wainwright throwing in Busch though, where your guy got a guy who's hardly touching.
What are you trying to say?
A guy who's
trying to say he needs to go to retirement.
No, I'm saying a guy who's hardly touching 90 in a ballpark as big as Busch isn't going to give up as many home runs as a guy who throws 100. Even if that guy is throwing 100 with sinking action, there's just more
ball go harder, ball go farther.
Yeah, when people do make contact, it's going to be at least a little bit harder on average.
Science.
Okay, so the Cardinals will run the Central. We can sign, seal, a little bit.
All right.
Yeah, sure.
AL West.
I mean, it's got to be the Astros.
I'm not willing to bet on the Astros if they lose.
They lose Correa, I guess.
And Brantley.
Yeah.
Okay, but how about quote unquote America's team, Jared Carrabis, the Seattle Mariners?
You just had to step on my toes. That's what I was getting at. I believe in Matt Brash. I believe in Emerson Hancock. I believe in Marco Gonzalez.
Abraham Toro.
I don't believe in Abraham Toro.
But
I believe in Kyle Lewis. I believe in Julio Rodriguez.
Jared Kelenic.
I believe in Kelenic.
Yeah,
yes, I believe in Kelenic.
They have another prospect, Julio Rodriguez.
The bullpen. The bullpen.
I believe in it.
I think
they got Diego Castillo. They have the best closer in baseball for the next 4 years because he's on a team-friendly Rays deal.
I still believe that despite the Astros are losing Correa, there's no doubts about that. He's going. He just signed with Scott Boras. He's fucking going for big money.
Yeah.
The Astros are still going to win the West. $400 million.
The West, fine. The West is still going to be won by the Astros because their offense, despite losing Correa, is still just they're hitters.
I believe in the Angels. I believe in Noah Syndergaard now.
I wish I could
Alvarez,
believe in the
Kyle
Angels.
Tucker, Jose Altuve, Yuli Gurriel, Michael Brantley.
47-year-old
Not Michael Brantley anymore, right?
Yeah,
he's gone.
He's a free agent. He's a free agent.
He is a free agent.
Well, I guess there's still a chance he comes.
There is a chance, but I'm saying
this is pre-lock. This is during the lock.
Yeah, Jordan Alvarez. Every time he steps up to the plate, no matter how many runners on, he's hitting a 3-run homer.
Yeah, but when you have Joe Schmo and 47-year-old Justin Verlander humming in 97,
it doesn't matter because the Astros.
Wait, what does the age matter when you're a Waino fan over here?
Because Waino dots.
But the Astros.
Verlander's married to Kate Upton. I mean, that's all you have to.
The Astros have the best pitching development in the big leagues. I mean, this has been proven.
Because they cheated.
They still do.
Garrett Cole was only Garrett Cole because Spider Tech.
What did Justin Verlander do last year?
How many pitches
after
can you say
Spider
that
Tech
for?
He was hurt all year. He was shut down all year.
Oh,
he didn't pitch at all last year.
Wait. You think the Angels?
I believe.
I
think.
What about Yimi Garcia?
You have to. I mean, yeah. Rah.
Come on. Yimi Garcia's an ace.
Oh, great.
Yimi Garcia's an ace.
He's a bullpen pitcher. He's a setup man to Ryan Presley.
No, who am I thinking of?
You're thinking of Luis Garcia, a youngster.
Yimi Garcia's on the Blue Jays right now.
Oh, yeah, he signed in the offseason. He got traded for the Marlins, the Astros, and signed. That was the bullpen.
We forgot about that again.
When I was talking about Kirby Yates, I was trying to think of the dude they just signed to close for him this year, Yimi Garcia.
How did we forget about
that?
Kirby Yates.
The Astros do have Phil Mates on, though. Glenwood product.
I'm sold.
All right, so what do you think?
And Framber Valdez is still going to be good.
What do I think about the Angels?
Yeah, they got Syndergaard, but he hasn't pitched in 2 years.
They still have Griffin Canning. I mean, he's all right. I mean, you have Noah Syndergaard is going to be all right. They're not done spending money. Anthony Rendon's coming back. You have Mike Trout, who could potentially be healthy this year. He's all right. Shohei, I mean, you guys think he's just the greatest player ever.
But what if Rendon keeps trending downward, though? What if he just gets worse?
You don't need him to be great. Same thing, you don't need Justin Upton to hit 40 home runs.
When the Angels signed him, he was third in the league in WAR, and then he got injured.
For 1 year, though. He was third in the league in WAR for 1 year. He had one MVP caliber year, and then that was it.
He was trending up.
He was great. Can we take a second to shit on Brad for not believing Shohei Ohtani, who was witnessing history?
I need to see it again.
You're going to be 30 years from now like, oh my God, I lived through this, and I never appreciated it.
Because I don't give a
Did you see what he did? Who else can throw 100 on the mound?
He plays on the Angels. Nobody saw what he did.
Well,
nobody watches those games. That's different. He's the greatest baseball player of all time.
Okay, give him a championship.
I don't have the money to go sign Max Scherzer and shit.
They've never built a team around Mike Trout.
No,
this is the best they've gotten, basically, as far as the Mike Trout era is concerned.
Shohei Ohtani, Anthony Rendon, Mike Trout,
The
Noah Syndergaard. You
Brandon
said these
Marsh.
names. Brandon, he didn't.
David Fletcher, he's
Brandon
one
Marsh
of
and
the best
Joe
second
Adele
basemen.
didn't do much this past year.
Do they
They
still
didn't
have
get to
Tommy
play much.
Mostello?
No,
No.
he's a free agent now. He played on the Giants this year.
Oh, yeah.
He went to the A's and the Giants. He does not strike out. But anyway,
At
I
2
love
a.m.,
Tommy
that's his
Mostello.
nickname. He can wake up at 2 a.m. and hit a ball.
not very far, but he does it.
He hit
hits.
it. Nick Madrigal, baby.
Oh, Jesus.
Anyway, the problem with this is the sad thing is this is like the best the Angels have been in the Mike Trout era as far as talent wise, and I still think they're like the third best team in the AL West. Like I still don't think they're good.
Astros and Mariners are still above them. Rangers going to be a dark horse. You get Marcus Semien, Corey Seager. You have Leiter coming up this year to pitch.
Maybe.
Maybe.
You know who their
He will.
ace is?
No, they're going to bring him up.
You know who their ace is?
Call him that.
John Gray. Does that do anything for you? Fuck no.
Wait, speaking of Texas Aces, the Phillies have Kyle Gibson now, right?
Yeah.
Does that help their case at all?
No.
No.
I brought that up now.
Yeah, that was
We talked about Kyle Gibson a
a
little
I
bit?
did.
Not much.
Because they dished Spencer Howard for him.
And the Athletics.
Who needs
they're-
Spencer Howard?
They're selling house.
Yeah, the Athletics are fucking
Okay, so
selling
it's
selling
the
farm.
Astros and the Mariners. Gun to my head, I'm going to take the Mariners. I think they did all what they did this year without Kyle Lewis. Kyle Seager retiring does nothing for me other than sad memories of him hitting tanks and
They got
what is it,
Mitch
AT&T
Haniger.
Park?
It's a loss of consistent offense, I guess, but
They
they'll
got
be able to
Haniger still.
replace
I
it.
mean, Kyle Lewis.
Haniger, Kyle Lewis. You got Julio Rodriguez coming up. Jared Kelenic.
Rodriguez may come up.
I think
It'll be a
I think he
service.
will.
It'll be a service time manipulation. It kind of just sees what the CBA does. If
True.
they angle that a little bit, and I think they will.
Kelenic should be up at the start of the season.
He was up all. I mean, they
he
called him up, sent him down, and called him back up. He was
Yeah.
there for the playoff. Or
The first month
he
he
did
was
the
up, he
playoffs,
batted
yeah.
like 070, but then he turned it around. And
Poor
started
guy
hitting.
came in right when Spider Tack was at its heat, though.
Yeah,
too.
I
And then
mean-
they got cracked down. He got sent down,
He
came
got-
back up, and he was all right.
He was
He got
really
like
good.
100 at bats at the big league level this year.
His first month in, he was absolute garbage. When he got called back up the second time, he was on fire.
Okay.
Let's see what he-
Okay. So Astros win the West. Who wins the NL West?
NL
Okay,
West,
hold
I'm
on.
going Dodgers.
Baseball reference guy.
Baseball
here.
reference guy.
Jared Kelenic, more at bats than I thought. 377 at bats this
Okay.
season.
So he played half a year.
He walked 36 times and struck out 106 times.
All right, but for a rookie,
Hit a $181. Yeah, I mean he's young, so you
Buck
can't.
81 after batting as bad as he did when he first came
when
up.
he first came up, he really boosted.
He has some
that.
big home runs. in
He
the
did end
playoffs.
up hitting 14 homers over those 377 at bats, so at least there's some power
He
showing
has a
through
lot
there.
of potential.
He just got to make
And I
contact
mean, if we're
more.
talking MLB the show, his card just rakes for me.
But I mean,
Just
he's
saying.
striking out a third of the time he comes up to the plate. You have to fix that.
Chris
Like that
Bryant,
hot-
when he came up, his strikeout rate was high. Javi
Javi-
Baez,
He won an MVP, and
Javi
then he won.
Baez was hardly striking out a third of the time when he came up though. I mean, Javi Baez at his worst is like 27%. This is 106 strikeouts and 370.
Oh, he was at
at-bats.
34% this year.
106 strikeouts and 370 at bats. That's basically 34%. Let me check.
So while you check, we're going NL West. I still have the Dodgers.
I don't believe in the Dodgers this year.
Who do you believe in this
I
year?
believe in the Padres.
Padres, I have at coming in second.
Why?
Same thing might happen. They're going to fall apart in the second half.
They get Cleve back. Nelson Lamet is back. I mean, you get another year. Ryan Weathers getting older at the age of 22, figuring out how to pitch. Chris Paddock is Chris Paddock. Rah, rah, rah. Yu Darvish, I mean, was
You
great.
Darvish just hit or miss right now.
But Blake Snell in the second half last year was so fucking good. And then Mike Clevenger's coming back.
I'm gonna be
Like I
honest,
They
said,
should've
I
been
just
so
can't
good
wait to
last year,
see
they weren't.
Tatis play. He's electric.
I just wish he was more consistent in the field.
The fact that the Sox traded him for James Shields keeps
Big
me
game
up at night.
James. Can't
I mean-
pay for that for nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do?
Keeps me up at night still.
I mean, the
Cardinals
Cub-
lost out on the Fernando Tatis bidding war by
the
$60,000.
Cubs traded Eloy Jimenez for Jose Quintana. It fucking happens.
Yeah, how's
Don't
that
talk
for
to
you?
me.
But they
That's
also
not
traded
great.
Gleyber Torres for fucking.
Aroldis
Aroldis
Chapman.
But if you
Chapman.
don't
But
do
he
that,
got
you
you-
don't win the World Series.
I mean, I know. I'm okay.
You don't
with,
do that. Rajay Davis doesn't tie it at the top of the or the bottom of the
It
net.
doesn't matter because Ben Zobrist is the thing. So like, I'll take the World Series. I'll take the World Series for Gleyber Torres. But like, it just kind of
And
thing
actually,
sucks.
the
to
last
think
2
about.
years, Gleyber Torres hasn't really done much anyway.
I know, but like the potential.
The potential was there.
And the
at
bat.
time.
I mean, the bat.
The bat is
nice.
Yeah, but I see for my prediction for the West, I have Dodgers, Padres, Giants, Rockies, Diamondbacks.
I mean, okay.
If it's gonna be Padres Dodgers 1 and 2, I don't think the Giants are gonna be able to replicate.
They're not gonna replicate that.
I don't think so.
We'll see if they re-sign KB or
not. I see KB going to Mariners.
That makes them a almost a favorite in the West.
That makes them a pennant chasing team.
It makes them a contender for sure, I think.
And honestly, as much as I hated losing him, I have to change the decor in my room. I'd be okay with him going to the Mariners.
Oh, good. Cry me a fucking river.
I mean, I
haven't actually changed the decor in my room. His face is all in my room.
I've already had
his eyes are beautiful.
Yeah, I've already accepted the fact that he's never coming back to the Cubs. So
I haven't. I'm still in denial.
Well, now I can for sure say I had the best looking third baseman in AL Central. I have the best.
I mean, have you seen Patrick Wisdom? He's not ugly. Is all I'm saying.
Whoa, wait, hang on. We forgot to do gun to our heads for the
AL West.
No, we did AL West.
Yeah, we kind of settled on the Astros, Mariners, maybe, but Astros.
Yeah, wait. Oh, no, we didn't. Did I?
We didn't have to do gun to our head to the NL Central. I mean, the Cardinals are going to win that.
No, yeah.
And the AL Central was the Sox.
That was a clean sweep.
AL East we had NL East we had Braves. AL East we had two Red Sox. I was the Blue Jays.
We're missing the NL West, right? That's it?
Yeah, we just got to the NL West.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, I forgot about that.
I mean, my NL West pick would still be the Dodgers. I think
Dodgers.
I think the experience is going to prevail.
Does losing Corey Seager, Clayton Kershaw...
You have Gavin Lux, Mookie
Max
Betts,
Scherzer.
Max Muncy.
Gavin Lux was bad. He's never had a WRC plus over 100 yet. You can't tell me Gavin Lux is a difference maker.
But he could be.
Who's the guy that filled in at the beginning of the season when everyone was injured on COVID?
Chris Taylor. Zach McKinstry, but he fell off. He fell off.
He was a rookie.
What's he gonna do? Where's he gonna play?
He's gonna be better this year. That's for
Where's
sure.
he? Where
you move Gavin Lux to short? You put McKinstry second.
Why would you move? You have Trey Turner. What are you moving him to short for?
Well, why don't you put McKinstry in center and Bellinger in right?
Why would you do that? You have Mookie Betts. You have AJ Pollock, who needs to play somewhere.
AJ Pollock can get fucking moved. I don't give a fuck.
No, Gavin Lux is a trade piece, if nothing else.
Gavin Lux is a big trade piece, but I think the Dodgers are still winning now.
You have one of the best catchers in baseball, Will Smith. You have a Max Muncy, although Max Muncy needs Tommy John surgery.
He's a first baseman. Who cares? He doesn't need to throw.
No.
What if they sign Freddie Freeman? Where's Max Muncy? Back to second base.
Traded is what he's getting.
No, they can't.
Freeman's staying with the Braves. I'm calling it now.
Alex Anthopoulos needs to let that checkbook fly.
There's no way.
So, gun to your head, NL West, Dodgers.
Padres.
You're still going Padres?
Okay.
I like it. I can't.
I mean, the Padres are going to be easily...
I think the Dodgers get significantly worse, and I think the Padres are going to be finally healthy. Bob Melvin, as the manager, is great. He's got the experience. He makes the A's a playoff contender every year.
You're the best announcer in baseball right now.
What's wrong with Davey Martinez?
Who?
Don Rosillo?
I mean,
it's electric. Come on, it's electric.
What's wrong with Davey Martinez? Or Roberts, whichever one.
Dave Roberts is great.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, like, yeah.
I just mean, like, Bob Melvin is almost what that team needs. He can control the Tatis outbreaks. He can control the Machado
I'm not arguing against Bob Melvin. I'm just saying, like, you know, Dave Roberts is still Dave Roberts. You know, the Dodgers are always going to be good because, like, him and the fact that they just have a fuckload of talent just constantly running through their organization. And money. They have a lot of money.
Well,
not as much as the Yankees, but they got a lot of money.
Magic Johnson is worth a lot of money.
Magic Johnson is worth a lot of money.
He's part owner in the Dodgers.
You know, I say next episode we cover prospects and all the signings.
I think next episode we got to do
all
like
the
MVPs.
Signings.
We got to do
the international signings that just happened. We need to blog about that too.
I mean, these are a lot of. I mean, these are guys you don't hear from. I mean, they're signed at 16, 17, 18. You don't hear from them for a year or two.
For a few years.
The
Sox just got Oscar Colas.
We could definitely do prospects, though. I mean,
he was named. What was it? Shohei Ohtani? Dominican? No. What was it? The Latin Shohei Ohtani, I think. But he's focusing on just hitting.
Well,
Mason Wynn could be the best two-way player you've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about, like, the national signing Juan Soto's brother.
If we're talking about two ways, Brett Phillips.
Yeah,
the American Shohei.
Brett Phillips is the real Shohei Ohtani.
That dude's my hero.
Yeah.
So, wait, we wrap this thing up.
All right, well, no, we did all our predictions going to the head for East Division. What are we going for World Series? Let's say World Series matchup and winner predictions. Brad? Watch him say Cardinals.
Yeah, he is. He's thinking about it.
All right, Brad. Who are the Cardinals facing in the World Series?
Do you boys remember 2013?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in the fall of 2013, the Fall Classic showcased two teams.
Yeah.
One was the St. Louis Cardinals.
Yeah.
Wait, was that team from Boston over there?
Yeah, it was the Boston Red Sox.
Of course, the Red
okay,
Sox.
okay.
We're going to see... No.
No?
Call me crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You're crazy.
We're going to see a Missouri-Illinois World Series.
Yeah,
We're gonna
Cardinals,
see
White Sox.
We're gonna see a Cardinals White
Cardinals,
Sox. I think the White Sox want to win with Lance Lynn and all these old guys.
I like that.
They need to do it now.
You know, I got some heat for posting the White Sox to be in the World Series, but I really, truly think they're going to make it this year.
Yeah, of course
I
you do,
also
because that's the
was-
only Chicago team you can believe in anymore.
Well, I was
I
also.
still believe in Frank Schindel. He's going to carry the
I mean,
Cubs.
to me, what it's worth, I was also going to say the White Sox in the World Series, but I
Well,
was
so
going
we
to
can
say
all agree on that. Then
I
for
was
the
going
Cent-
to
or
I was
the
going to
American
say
League.
Braves over White Sox. Braves repeat.
You think the Braves repeat?
I do. I think the Braves
I was-
beat. I think the Braves beat the White Sox in 6 games in the World Series and repeat.
I'm going Braves, White Sox, but White Sox come out on top.
Do any of
That
you
was
have
my
the
prediction.
Cardinals losing in the NLCS?
It would have to be, I think,
I mean,
unless they play the Dodgers in the divisional round.
I can't
but,
wait
like,
for
I don't
the
think they
Cardinals
will,
to lose
'cause if
the
you-
wild
if-
card
if-
again.
if you think the Dot, how can they be the wild card if we all picked them to win the NL Central?
Anything can happen. I would just love it because last time you left here after watching that game and you didn't say a word for me for 2 days.
Yeah, because why would you leave Alex Reyes in there to fit? Mike Schilt, come on.
I felt so bad for you. I had to check up on you every 5 minutes when you were driving home.
We got our World Series predictions. Is that going to be it? For
Chris
the podcast?
Taylor.
No.
Chris Taylor.
Wait, no, I
3
watched.
home runs?
I get it. I watched the game.
Oh, man. I was kind of laughing, but at the same time I felt bad because I thought, man, I need to call the hotline for you.
That was baseball at its finest. I don't think anyone can argue that.
Finest. That's baseball at its lowest.
Chris Taylor only hits in the postseason like that, and you can't tell me otherwise.
You can't teach that.
And you can't
He was an
teach
all-star this year.
that.
That's all I'm going to say.
Chris Taylor's not bad.
No, he's not. That's why they paid him $70 million.
Yeah, he's a great utility guy.
He's going to be the starting second baseman.
He has that clutch factor. In postseason, he comes alive.
He's got it.
Bet you wish Cubs would have made the postseason, huh? I bet you how you feel about that. Hey, how'd you like getting your ass waxed by the Astros?
After
before?
that house clearing fire sale, I just lost all hope.
Yeah,
for
I
everything.
wasn't expecting the Cubs to make the playoffs last year.
But honestly, did you know what the real surprise was? The offense was better statistically the second half than the first half.
I mean, Frank Schwindel
'Cause they didn't
Patrick
give a
Wisdom
fuck.
went insane.
They had
They didn't
nothing to
give-
play for.
Rafael
and they
Ortega
just-
hit like 300 in the second half.
Yeah,
of the
who
season.
would have imagined? Who would have imagined? Certainly not me.
No, nobody. It was. I mean, I can't hate the.
Correa.
I can't hate like the show of fortitude that they displayed, but
The testicular fortitude.
yeah, they're still got a little ways to. They're gonna have to do a little
The amount of
retooling.
talent they have in their system right now, I think they could bring up a few key pieces.
I mean, I think they've got.
Yeah, then now's probably a great time to stop this podcast. Now you're
Listen,
dreaming
listen.
about the future of the Chicago Cubs.
Braylon Marquez.
Oh my God! Yeah,
Mark it down. Mark it down.
97 for
Great.
the
The
left
Cubs are winning a World
side.
Series before 2030.
great.
Calling it. What do you think, Owen?
I think that's a reasonable prediction.
2030. Hell, that's a lifetime of most baseball.
That's 8
players.
years.
That's a lot of turnover.
That is a lot.
You ain't
That's
gonna do
better than 108 years it took last time.
it. Yeah, you better be looking at about 50 this time.
No, 20 before 2030. So that could be next year for all we know.
I don't know
said
about.
before
I
2030.
don't know about next year.
Well, all right.
Give
I'm not
it,
saying,
give
that.
it
I'm
like
saying
3 or
before
4 years,
2030,
maybe.
they're going to win it again.
Yeah.
Cardinals, they're not going to win one in this decade.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's go ahead and call it.
You heard me. You heard me.
Hey, this'll
say
be-
something about
the
it.
jokes.
All right. Okay. All right. This has been the first episode of the Touch All 4 podcast. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, I'm Brad.
I'm Brad.
And I'm Owen.
There will be others. Stay tuned for more future content.
See you next time.
Dun, 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 dun.